What's going on, guys? Chris here with Clutter Reduction Junk Removal in Palm Beach County, Florida, and we just got done giving an estimate for a small office building that found me through Nextdoor. We originally talked on the phone and she gave me a few items that she wanted to get rid of. I asked to do an in-person quote because I was going to be in the area anyways, and when I got there it was a little bit more than expected, and I ended up giving her a price load of a full truck plus a surcharge for something, and we'll get into that in a moment. But they were not happy with the price and they wanted it done at half the rate. Now, I wanted to go over a couple of scenarios that you could do when that situation happens, and one of them to avoid. So hopefully those of you that are a little bit newer to this and you're going to give estimates and people don't like the price and they start asking you questions on the spot you're not quite comfortable with, hopefully these following prompts will kind of help ease the situation and either secure the job or at least leave on a positive note. So stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and use my lovely storage unit as an example. You walk in, customer says everything in here goes. Small desk, some tools, a couple of boxes over there, some miscellaneous stuff, a couple of nightstands, patio chair, little TV stand with some glass pieces, some scrap metal, good sized patio table, about 6 feet by 4 feet. That'll take up a little bit of room. Large piece of glass. Tell the customer, I think it's going to be around 3/8, maybe half a truck. You're looking at about $279 to $329. Customer says, $279? That's just too dang much. I was expecting it to be closer to $100. God, just to haul away my junk for that little storage unit? That's ridiculous. These are a few ways that you can go about that. One of them I don't recommend, and I've had other people tell me as junk removal business owners. Don't recommend it though. The other two are compromises, and the third one is just being polite. First one, don't recommend. Ha, sorry, you're not going to find anything cheaper than that. That's chump change. You might get a guy with a little beat-up pickup truck to come by and pick it up, but he's not going to be insured. He's probably going to damage all your stuff in the process. Anyone else you call, they're going to be more expensive than me. I'm the cheapest guy around that's still affordable. Sorry. Wouldn't recommend that. And I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I've had people tell me that. Second alternative. This is what I normally do. Before I even apologize, I say, I understand your budget. May I ask if you're a veteran or a senior? Is anyone in your family a veteran? We offer special discounts for those who have served and/or are above the senior age limit. Or, how did you hear about us? Was it online? Maybe it's through one of our social medias. We run promotions all the time. If you can tell me where you heard about me, I can give you a discount based on that. So you're compromising without being rude, and you're helping them with their budget. Even if it's not to the price they want it to be, they see that as a sale and that they're getting an offer on the spot. Most people are more inclined to go with that. Now, the third thing, and this is what I normally do after I do the little discount speech, is I understand junk removal isn't one of the cheapest services out there, but with our service comes a few points to really keep in mind. One, we handle all the labor. You don't have to lift a finger. Two, we are very convenient to your service. We are even a 24/7 service on top of that. So we work around your work schedule, so you don't have to worry about taking off work or running around with your head chopped off trying to figure out a good time to meet us. Three, our prices include labor, disposal, taxes, general fees, and we take the time to go to different donation centers to see who can pick up your items before we bring them to the landfill. Saves you time and energy and stress having to do it yourself. Now, that's the one I normally give as a little bit of a spiel, and I'll mix in the discounts as well to try to help a little bit of compromise. Junk removal is not a cheap service. I was a professional mover for many years. That is not a cheap service either, but a little bit more necessary. Junk removal, on the other hand, we're just hauling away people's stuff they don't want, they don't care about. It has little to no value to them most of the time. They don't want to pay more than what they paid for the piece. And I get that. So I try to compromise a little bit, but still doing so to where I am a operating business professionally and licensed, and I need to pay my bills along with my personal bills. So I do still need to get paid on top of making a profit so I can grow as a business. Now, when you explain to a customer your offers, your services, and what you're providing for them, make sure you're doing it in a polite, calm manner. You're not laughing in the face, you're not getting upset. Even if they're upset, don't get upset back. Two upset people don't make anything right. You just end up having a blowout and you leave and they hate you and you're never going to get service with them ever again. What I have found to be beneficial is be polite, be kind to them, be calm. Don't be passive aggressive. Don't be sarcastic. Make sure you're not sarcastic. Some people may pick up on it. And make sure that just overall, you're still providing customer service, even if they're not going to be one of your clients. So what I find to be very helpful is I like to recommend other ways to get rid of their junk if they're just simply not in my budget range, right? They're not going with me. I've already lost a client. At that point, I don't care what happens now. So I recommend other solutions. Call a consignment shop. A lot of places do pickup. They're not going to give you as much as you would if you brought it there, but that's because they're handling the pickup fees. Call them, see if they can come grab your item. Maybe they can't. That's okay. Post it on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp. Go cheap if you want it out quick. If you have the availability, try a donation place. Goodwill, Habitat for Humanity, Faith Farm, the Breast Cancer Foundation, the Veteran Affairs. All these different places can come by, pick up your stuff for free, assuming that it matches their inventory that they want to resell. Something to add in really quick, if after you're done telling them all these different ways they can get rid of stuff, there's a good chance donation's not going to pick up all their stuff, okay? But what you can tell them is, based on my experience, they would be more inclined to pick up so-and-so items and list off the ones that are in pretty good condition and or are in style, because that's what donation places are looking for right now. Good condition and in style. They need to be able to resell this quickly. So what I would sometimes say is, go ahead and do all these things, and afterwards, if you're left with any trash or you can't handle yourself, give me a call again and we'll work out a price. And then go ahead and explain your pricing. Say, our prices start at our minimum, which is $99, and it goes up from there. But that way I can be a little bit more affordable to your overall budget. And at the end of the day, they're still not spending that same amount of money you originally quoted. If someone is coming by and picking up all that stuff, they're not paying for it. And or if it's a consignment shop coming to pay them, even if it's a little bit of money, that's still money that goes towards their budget. So by the time they call you back again, even though it's less stuff, you will now be within their budget. So you can also feed that off as well to try to get business in the future. Now, I offer this because I find most people find it to be appreciative that I'm not just being salesy. I'm not just coming in saying, well, if you're not going to use me, good luck, and leave, right? I'm still providing customer service to them. And the reason being is this. First of all, I don't think you should be a shitty person, especially if you're a small business. The second thing is referrals don't only come from people who have used you as a service, right? I've had a couple of situations. I'll list this one because it's fresh in my mind because I was thinking about it earlier. I did an estimate for someone who wanted to clean out a 2-car garage. It was a little bit of a hoarder style garage. A little bit of time would have been used to get it all out. Volume wise, probably would have been about half a truck. Not a lot, but the time to get everything out would have been a couple of hours. So I gave them a price. Unfortunately, it wasn't in their ball range. They were polite about it. I was polite about it. I gave them some recommendations of how they could tackle it little by little on their own and how they can dispose of it. They were very appreciative of that. 2 months later, the husband calls me and says, hey, you guys gave us a quote a little while back. We ended up not going with you, handling it on our own, but we are very appreciative of your solutions you gave us and that you didn't just leave us in the dust. We have a coworker who is closing up their office in so-and-so city, and they need to get rid of all their big furniture because they're not taking it with them. That job ended up being 3/4 of a load. Not a huge job, but an additional $400-ish bucks that I wouldn't have otherwise gotten. Now, this client had nothing obligated to me. They did not have to refer me. They didn't even use me. But because I was nice to them on the spot, and that's what they referred back to me, that I was polite to them on the spot and I provided them a solution, that they decided to refer me out. And that other person was also very happy with my services. Both people left me a review. Those are the kind of situations where being nice pays off. All right, went ahead and did a quick spray paint all this. The only place we didn't get is where the glass is going to be sitting, because it's a darker glass, you're not going to be able to see this anyways. Went ahead and pretty much all of it. We just wiped down the glass with a little Lysol wipe. This is just kind of burnt in, so that's not going anywhere. But hopefully that tip about the estimate kind of helps. That's something I had to learn really early on. Back when I worked at the moving company that did junk removal, that was something that they didn't really teach us very well. They were just like, oh, well, just try and resell the pitch or something, or just leave. And I was like, I always felt like that like wasn't the best thing to do. And I did that at the beginning. I did exactly what they did because that's what I was taught. And I kind of realized over time, like when you get the more nice people who are real chatting, just start asking you questions, like just being polite, they're not even being like mean about it. I sit there and talk to them. And over time, I've realized like, you know, people are a little bit more responding when you're being nice to them, even if they're denying the service. So I've just always kind of found that to be a better route to take. And I've been doing it ever since. And like I said, I've gotten jobs off of people who weren't even my clients, who just referred me out because they remembered me and they remembered our encounter. So hopefully those help. If you guys do anything that you find really sticks out and helps you on jobs, comment it down below for other people to see. In the meantime, I will probably see you guys later on when we do our marketing.